Appalled, disgusted, flabbergasted, sick. Shady, that's what I was when I found out the Jets were canceling their mandatory minicamp. It broke this morning, canceling their mandatory minicamp.
Drama.
Joy, it sounds aggressive, but I'm serious. Shady, you ever heard of anything like that? Canceling mandatory minicamp?
College or pro, none of that, ever.
I was flummoxed, too.
Thank you. Great word. Flummoxed.
Put that on the camera.
It doesn't make any sense. Now, let me tell you all why this doesn't make any sense. The Jets are canceling their mandatory minicamp. That was a report earlier today. The Jets have a quarterback in their first year of the system. Half of his first year in the National Football League. Getting snapped the football by a center in his first month of the National Football League. Throwing it to a wide receiver in his first year in the system, another wide receiver in his second year in the National Football League, and another wide receiver in his first year of the system. Alan Lazard, Mecole Hardman, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Tippmann at center, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the plays are being called by somebody in their first year of the system. Yeah. So you are going to cancel a minicamp in which you can take leaps and bounds and strides when you got an offensive coordinator who's new, a quarterback who's new, being snapped the ball by a center who's new, handing it to a running back who missed half of his first year, only in his second year, throwing it to a receiver who's new, another receiver who's new, and another receiver who's going into his second year. Shady, I can't make any sense of it. Oh. I was almost damn all in on the Jets. But when I hear decisions like this, I think of it as the parent who would rather be friends with their child than a parent with their child. Don't be Aaron Rodgers' friend. Be his coach.
Yeah.
And when I hear a coach kowtowing, if you will, and canceling a minicamp, which I've never heard of before in my life, when I hear of a coach doing that, I'm thinking to myself, who's running this team?
Yeah, good point.
2-5, where you?
I can't even imagine. I mean, when I heard the news, even the question, I'm like, are we serious here? They did that? And their head coach, Robert Saleh, is like a defensive coach. And they don't never do that. It's like offense. Okay, guys, you look tired. I'll give you a day off. Right? Even Andy Reid, I'm thinking like, Andy's the most fair coach I've ever been around. I don't see Andy Reid calling the whole minicamp or the whole mandatory camp over, cancel. That's crazy. So I had a lot of hype and very optimistic this year that the Jets will be a really, really good team, going deep in the playoffs. I mean, and thinking, okay, they got to be practicing hard. They're freaking. They had the longest playoff drought in all of sports. They got to be practicing.
They got to be.
Now that I heard this news, I don't know, Joy. They might not make the playoffs.
Joy, talk us down, please. Please talk us down.
Guys, this is 3 days. It's 3 days of minicamp. That's going to be the difference between the Jets having a successful season and not having a successful season?
It's the mentality. It's that culture you love.
Well, look, you get what you pay for. So don't be surprised if this is the mentality for an Aaron Rodgers-led team when it's his new spot. He gonna change, girl. I tried to tell you, but I don't actually think this is a big deal. Of course they're gonna do what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. Why would they be doing anything other than what Aaron Rodgers wants to do? Why? Why would they do anything other than what Aaron Rodgers wants to do? He's the man.
He just got there, though.
It don't matter. You pay for him. You know what he is. Why do we do this? People don't change unless they want to change. It doesn't matter. He has to do it. But here's why I'm not worried about it. I hear you, but listen, I don't put those kind of expectations on people because I think it's unrealistic and I don't like to be disappointed. Here's the thing. I don't think it's that big of a deal. He said that they've been there since April. It's June. He wants to give them an extra week. They're playing in the Hall of Fame game, so they report a week earlier than everybody else, other than whoever else is playing in the Hall of Fame game. So he's trying to give the guys an extra week because they're going to lose a week on the back end of the offseason because they have to come in to prepare for the Hall of Fame game. Doug Peterson did this last year. If I told you that the New York Jets this year would have the exact same season that Jacksonville did last year, you would call that a raging success, correct?
What? Yeah.
Doug Peterson let everyone go. They went to Topgolf, had a couple rookies and the rookies and a couple veterans at mandatory minicamp.
I'm okay with that. But my thing is have 1 day, right? I mean, have 2 days, and then, okay, guys, hey, you worked hard, take your break.
So, Joy, here's literally what I have in my notes. Have a team barbecue. Have a team outing. Have a team building activity. Have something that still keeps the team together. Mandatory minicamp, what's fascinating is, opposed to OTAs, that's when a heartbeat can face a heartbeat. Sometimes during OTAs, you remember with Chip, we would have to go up against trash cans because you're not allowed sometimes during OTAs, based upon NFL rules, to compete against other heartbeats. So I can't guard LeSean McCoy in practice sometimes during OTAs. I can only line up against this trash can, and Acho, you can walk to what your assignment or what your alignment will be. In minicamp, that's when you can go 11 on 11, full go. But my other thought is, when you think of the quarterbacks that are in new places, Slick, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, Aaron Rodgers, get as much extra work as you can get. Like, that Hall of Fame game, we think of it as a curse as a player, obviously, because you got to go there an extra week early. But you know what an extra week, extra 3 days will be? There are only 30 days, roughly, of practice between when the Packers will report for the Hall of Fame game, probably last week of July. Jets will report the Hall of Fame game last week of July to September first week when the NFL season kicks off. 3 days is 10% of 30 days of practice. So I'm like, you need, Jets, as much work as you can get, and you can't let these decisions be made, Slick.
Yeah, we could get into the ins and outs of what 3 extra days would and wouldn't do for this team together. My greatest issue with this is the perception and the message that it sends to the entire organization, which is Aaron Rodgers is running this joint. And that makes me nervous, especially with a coach like Robert Saleh, right? I mean, what does that mean? And if I'm on the team, what does that mean? Who am I answering to? Who am I supposed to listen to? That scares me for where the New York Jets are and where they want to go. Like, that is the biggest issue to me.
Why are you laughing, Joy? What you laughing for?
Y'all don't listen. I tried to tell you this. I guess that's why I'm not flummoxed. What did you say? What was that?
Bamboozled?
Yeah, hoodwinked, led astray. I guess that's why it's not that shocking to me, because you set the tone as a culture, as an organization. This is why I love well-run organizations. I have so much respect for them because they have a standard and a way of doing things, and it doesn't matter who's walking in the building. You are going to abide by this standard. And I think it's part of the reason why it works so well in Tampa Bay, because Tampa didn't really, not a culture, but not a winning culture, but Tom brought that standard. And we know Aaron is not going to bring that standard because he doesn't do this.
But to that point, and
the Jets don't have that.
Did the Jets demonstrate that they were going to hand the keys to the car to Aaron Rodgers prior to? In what way? To me, this is the definitive. We're doing what Aaron Rodgers wants to do at the potential expense of the entire team.
I can talk you all I want.
We can't
that y'all are surprised by this.
Well, we can't just assume
this is
Aaron Rodgers. Because I was thinking, like, maybe, I'm thinking of all the different, reasons why they would do it.
I'm with you.
Didn't they get on a plane to go and ask him to come?
No, but Shady's saying we can't assume that Saleh's canceling this because Rodgers said cancel.
Maybe, you know what, maybe it was I was thinking about injuries. Maybe they had some injuries.
Rodgers had a calf that he was...
So I was like, maybe we don't have the players. I'm saying all the reasons why we cancel practice.
So hold on a second. So let's say they make this decision. Is it going to be clear to every player on that team that the decision was made by Saleh because of the reasons that he gave publicly, and not because it's what Aaron?
As a player, you're not thinking.
How's that going to play?
But you're not thinking all like nobody's locker room.
You're just thinking we off.
Man, we got off. I ain't about to. Yo, you think A-Rod? Yo, because the coach ain't really that tough.
Yeah,
we ain't thinking we got off. Man, I'm getting my flight. Okay.
Now, what I do think, because I am cautious of exclusively blaming it on Aaron. But what I do think is subconsciously, I think it's an Aaron thing. I think subconsciously it'd say, if I do this, he'll appreciate me more. If Zach Wilson was the quarterback.
Oh my God. They're gonna practice extra. Threw 3 dirt balls, threw 3 picks.
Well, he's certainly not gonna be determined how much they're practicing.
If Zach was so here's where I'm at though, because Joy, I've seen this happen before, and Shady, you may have been the beneficiary of this. Just don't make Rodgers practice. Have minicamp, give Zach Wilson the first team reps, and just don't make Rodgers
Well, maybe they're afraid that that's going to make it seem like he needs some more rest or he doesn't want to participate. So it's easier to just let everybody off. Honestly, I just think that Saleh is just letting them have this time off so they can have a little extra time with their family because they have to report back early.
I just feel like, man, like, don't cancel the practice. Do stuff like more team bonding, right? Because every team we have that. We would pray that, all right,
picnic.
Coach Fred, Coach Andy Reid's going to give us a movie.
Movie day.
Yeah, so
bowling.
This is ways you do it. When you just say, yo, y'all good. Be safe.
Especially with where they put the ball.
I'm gonna see something this weekend. Yo, what up? Like, what up?
I mean,
is that Sauce Gardner? What up, bro? You been shaking with a shot? I got the shot. Like, you in the club? I'm in the club.
The other thing, though, Joy, is with the team this young.
That's another one. They
with
young.
The team this young. If it was the Patriots in their prime, cool.
It feels all kinds of
but
wrong.
With the team this young, I would want them under my supervision.
You know what? I guess I'm not really giving my authentic answer because I am just not surprised by this at all. Like, not even one. I'm like, oh, yeah, that tracks. Like, why? Well, of course they have off this minicamp. Like, y'all fall for it.
Low-key, I'm hating, though. And I shouldn't do that. Like, because if it was me, I would be happy as hell if I'm a player.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm just more surprised. But
you're speaking from the perspective of how do you think this is actually going to affect them?
This ain't gonna help him. As a player, I would be thrilled.
Imagine players like still trying to learn the system. We got off. Playbook, throw the playbook away.
Do you guys think this is good? Ultimately, do you think this is a benefit to the team or a detriment?
I think if there's injuries involved, I would say yeah. But even that,
But you could have movie night.
Correct.
It's a no.
There's no way that this will help the New York Jets.
A wine and paint night. Those are fun.
Something.
Get together, watch.
Everything but a cancel.
Wine and paint?
Anything. Wine and paint.
Wine and paint.
Oh, wine and paint. I thought you said
I never tried that.
I never tried that either.
Wine and paint.
Paint and sip. That's what they're called.
Paintball. I've done that, though.
Yes, we have.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.